Hey, my name is Bianca, my favorite smell is chlorine, and the sea is my home. I've loved water from a young age. I was always in the ocean, in the sea, in the pool, in the lake. Wherever there was water, I was in it. I became a lifeguard and a swim coach while I was still in high school, and now I'm also a certified scuba diver. There's one thing that I've always wanted to be able to do, and that is hold my breath longer. There's something just so incredibly calming about being underwater. The silence is so surreal, and I've just always wished that I'd be able to stay under longer. And that brings us to today's video. I'm training myself to hold my breath. How long, you may ask? I don't have a certain number. I'd love to say I want to go for 5 minutes, but I don't want to put anything out there and then feel bad if I fail. My current personal best is 2 minutes and 11 seconds. So really anything I get above that is good for me. It's an improvement. I'm going to be doing this training for a whole month, so without further ado, let's just get into the first week. See how I did. On my first day before starting, I did 2 things. 1, I watched several YouTube videos and read 1 article, and 2, I made a calendar. This is optional, but having a calendar just helps me keep track of all my training. Apart from those 2 things, I did one more thing, which was download an app called Stamina. As you can see on the screen here, it's an apnea training app, and I find it really useful. So it lets you input your personal best, and then based off of that personal best, it generates CO2 tables and O2 tables. Basically, carbon dioxide tables help you get used to higher levels of CO2 in your body, and then oxygen tables help you withstand lower levels of oxygen in your body. Once that was done, it was time to get to work. I laid down on my floor and started my first training session. If you noticed in my app, there were 2 tables that had the name Nielsen written in the title. These 2 tables I got from the article that I'd read, that is written by Alexander Nielsen, a Swedish record holder freediver. I'll be sure to link the article down below as well so anyone can have a look at it. For my first training session, I did kind of a variation of Alexander Nielsen's O2 table. In his article, he says that you should do 2 minutes of breathing and then hold till your very first contraction. When holding your breath, after a while, you'll start to feel your diaphragm kind of moving up and down. It's basically just trying to get oxygen into your body, so that's what a contraction is. Remember, contractions are absolutely normal and they're supposed to happen, so don't panic. Although my personal best was 2 minutes, I would always get contractions around the 1:30 mark. So when I was doing Alexander's O2 table, I would not push past that first contraction. Hey guys, so I've just finished the training for today, and honestly it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Made it to 155. Solid, pretty solid. We'll see today if I go in the water. I did this morning for a morning swim, but I was by myself, so I'm not gonna do any breath work by myself. But we'll see if I go later on with my brother, and I'll do... Actually, I've been thinking about this, because I kind of want to do attempts, but I also kind of don't. Like, I want to do a whole week, and then of like the training, the breath holding, and then see at the end of the week what my new personal best is, if it changes. Hopefully it changes. But I don't know if I should do like attempts like every day or once a week or just at the final day of the week. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to think about that, because it'd be cool to see, like, yeah, I went for 2 minutes last week, but it was very uncomfortable, so I'm not technically considering it my personal best, although I guess it would be. 2 minutes is what I held my breath to, right? I don't know if you have to, like, if you're training to hold your breath, do you have to do attempts as well? Like, is that part of the training? I have no idea. If anyone who knows is watching this, leave a comment down below and tell me, should I be training and doing attempts to get higher, longer breath holds? Or should I just be training and then it'll build up and then I can see what it is like at the end of the week? Let me know if you know. But yeah, I'll have to think about what I end up doing, and I'll let you guys know. Bye. I'm finished for today, so we get to cross off the 31st of August. On to day número 2. Hey guys, just about to start the training. Today we've got stamina app CO2 table, so we're gonna do that one. Feeling a tiny bit tired today because I went to the gym in the morning and it kicked my ass. A lot of squatting, my legs are hella sore, but hopefully I'll get through this. Okay, here we go.
Well done.
So today was good. I just finished, just did it, and honestly, I don't know why I expected it to be harder today just because I'm tired. I went to the gym, or I think I already told you I went to the gym today, and my body's just tired, and I thought that that would somehow have an effect on doing this and that I'd be just really tired, but actually it was really easy. I do find like the stamina sessions are a bit easier, so that could be it too, but I'm working my way up, so it's all good. Even easy counts. So yeah, that was good. I did feel like I have a lot of tension in my neck when I'm holding my breath. I don't know, it's like as soon as I like hold my breath, my neck feels like it's like the muscles are like tensing up or something. So I was actually, I don't know if you could see, but I was trying to like move my neck to try and get it to relax. I was also playing around with like, I guess, pressure, I don't know, but you know how when you're like gonna hold your breath, so you like take in like so much air and you feel like your chest and your head is gonna explode. I do that sometimes, and it is really uncomfortable for like the first 2 or 3 seconds. So I was trying to play around with it and see if I could not get that feeling and still be able to go the same amount of breath holding time without getting like contractions and stuff. I mean, it was easy today. Like I said, it was only 1 minute of holds. All the holds are 1 minute, and then the breathing time would decrease each round. So working on my carbon dioxide and having higher levels of carbon dioxide in my body. But yeah, it was good, and I feel nice and relaxed now. That's a plus of, like every time I do this, it's like, I guess it's kind of like meditating or something. I just feel so just relaxed and calm after. I think it'd be really cool to like do these like at night before going to bed. I think it'd put you right in the mind frame of going to sleep. I hope that makes sense. I don't know. I'm still tired, but like now I'm even more like relaxed and mellow. But yeah, that was day 2. Of course, we get to do the cross-off for today. Excited. Woo. Day 2 done. Let's go. Day number 3 today. Today is an Alexander Nielsen oxygen table. It's the longer one, so it's 42 minutes. And basically we're going to be holding my breath. I'm going to be holding my breath for 2 minutes every time, but each round my hold time will increase. So let's do it. So as I'm doing my breath holds, I'm trying to concentrate on the mental aspect of things.
I'm not just like sitting there thinking about nothing. I'm trying to think about nothing, but the mental aspect is something that we do need to practice when holding our breath. And in Alexander Nielsen's article, he talks about different alternatives that we can use and like different mental techniques to work on while holding our breath. One of them is body scanning, so where you like kind of go through and scan every single muscle in your body from head to toe, and you try to relax each muscle separately. For example, you start by visualizing your neck muscles, which is something that I do have a problem with, and you want to make sure that your neck is as relaxed as it can be. Each body part may take from 10 to 20 seconds. So after you finish with one, then you go to the next one and you spend your time on that muscle group. And you just want to spend some time just making sure each muscle is relaxed. The idea of this is really that while you're doing your body scan, you're gonna kind of like distract yourself from holding your breath and your time will just pass faster. The second technique is visualizing a memory. So when you start, you can think up of a pleasant memory that you've had and just like play it in your mind while you're holding your breath. And you want to try to remember as many details from this memory as possible. And you'll find again that time just seems to pass a little bit faster. The third one, and the one that I'm using, is to be present in the moment. So Alexander says that you kind of, with this one, you want to achieve a maximal presence in the now. So you kind of start your breath hold by focusing on a sensation, for example, touch. You want to be very aware of a certain feeling in a certain body part. So how I'm like sitting or laying on my carpet, I can kind of feel the carpet against my skin, and I'm just like concentrating on that. You can also pay attention to sounds that you hear. It was very windy today, so I was like not only just hearing the wind in my room, but also feeling it on my skin. So that was an added bonus. I had two things to concentrate on. It's all up to what you want to focus on, as long as it's something that's happening in that exact moment. And this method as well can make the time pass faster.
So, just finished the session for today, for day 3, and I've got to say, I have no idea why. Today was harder than the first time I did this table. And I'm like super tired. Like, I really just want to take a nap right now. I started off sitting in a sitting position, in a seated position. But then like towards the end, I was just like, I really need to lie down. I was just like super tired, super relaxed, but super tired. It was once I hit the like, I mean, it wasn't extremely hard, but the 150, the round where I had to hold for 150, that killed me. That was, wow. It wasn't this hard last time. I really thought I would have to breathe before the time was up, but I didn't. I held on, ended that, and then 155 was easier. What? How does that make sense? But anyways, that was today, and yeah, just feeling really tired. After I finished, I kind of just like laid there. I'm also like, oh, I also figured something out while I was doing it. I figured out that if I angle my head kind of down, that weird like tense neck muscle thing that I get kind of goes away. So that's a good thing. I don't know why, but that helped. I did just remember, I read somewhere, I don't remember if it was Alexander Nielsen's article or somewhere else, that you should practice holding your breath in the morning because your metabolic rate is lower and therefore it's easier. So maybe that's the difference. The first time I did this, like 2 days ago, I did it in the morning, like almost first thing after I woke up. I mean, I woke up, I went for a swim, and then I did this. But today, it's already like past 5 p.m. and I just did it, so maybe that's why I felt like it was harder. Really interesting. Something to keep in mind, I guess. God, I really want to go to sleep, but that was day 3, and to day 4. And now for my favorite part, crossing the day off. Let's do this. Day 3 done. Let's go. A horrible day today. A lot of car problems and just other life stuff that I'm dealing with. So it's actually super late. It's 11:08 p.m. and I'm just about to do the breath training right now. And hopefully it'll also help me relax so that I can go to bed and get all the shazazz out of my brain. Just finished, so that was actually pretty easy. Even though I had like right before eating a bowl of yogurt with granola. But it was an easy table, so thank God. Definitely do not know what was going through my mind, because at one point the app said breathe, and I wasn't breathing. I forgot that I had to breathe. But yeah, other than that, pretty cool. Feeling a bit more relaxed now, and time to check it off the calendar. Let's go. So day 4. Cross it off. I can't see what I'm doing. It's super dark. Alrighty. And we've only got left Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from this week. And then we start the Nielsen CO2 charts, tables, which are kind of a bit harder, but yeah. Keep going. See you tomorrow. Honestly, the next 2 days kind of just went by in the same manner. I would wake up, I would do the trainings, and then just repeat the same thing for the next day. So let's not prolong this and get to the part that everyone cares about, including me, the results. Let's see how I did. So here I'm just activating my diving reflex. When you put your face in water, your heartbeat actually slows, and there's a reduction of limb blood flow, and this preserves oxygen stores during times of water immersion, therefore helping you hold your breath for longer. And here we go with attempt number 1. I don't know if you could actually see, but I don't have a nose clip, like a swimming nose clip, and so I actually took, what are they called? The clothespins, I think, that when you do laundry and you hang your laundry out to dry. I took one of those and I put them on my nose. Anyways, so first attempt, 148, I wasn't too happy. My second attempt was a bit better in terms of time holding, but I still wasn't as happy. My personal best before this was 2:11, so getting a 2:06 wasn't the best. This is my brother. He's also attempting to hold his breath for as long as he can. His personal best was 3:02 before this, and yeah, he's just a machine, honestly. He hasn't done any of the trainings, and so this is just all him. 3:13, like, he killed it. Very proud of him.
Did you hear me? Yeah.
And then my final attempt, I was like, okay, let's do this one last time. I'm gonna try and relax. I spent quite a lot of time on deck just breathing and focusing on my breathing and just relaxing my body. And yeah, the camera fell down a couple of times, so thank God my brother was there to pick it up. But yeah, I was quite happy with that. Like, finally broke 3 minutes, which was kind of my goal. I didn't want to have a goal. Anything above 2:11 would have been good, but 3 minutes is, wow, it's so cool.
3 minutes. That's good. That's an improvement from the last time we did it in the water. Last time we did it in the water, I got 2:11. I would say you should pull my first. Yay! I'm happy. happy with that.
Honestly, I'm blown away by being capable to do the 3 minutes. I'm so happy with that. I was so scared that I wouldn't have any improvements. My first attempt, my second attempt, as you saw, were not quite to my liking, but in the third attempt I did it. I got 3 minutes, so that's a 49-second improvement, which I'm just ecstatic about. What more can I say? It wasn't the most comfortable hold. I was trying to count the contractions, but I'm pretty sure I just lost count. But yeah, I got some contractions, tried to relax, and yeah, I'm just happy that I was able to reach the 3-minute mark. So now we just gotta push past that. Just a couple of things that this week of training has taught me. I've got my notebook here where I've been just jotting them down as the week's been going. So one thing, it's definitely better to train in the morning or even do attempts in the morning. You will get a much better result. You're also more capable of relaxing, I feel like. You relax much better than later in the afternoon. I don't know, maybe that's just a me thing, but it is a known fact that your metabolic rate is lower in the morning, therefore you will be able to hold for a longer time. Saying that, it's also really important to know that there are good days and bad days. You could go from having like an awesome day and then the next day not even be able to hold for like a minute, and that's fine. I think that's just life in general. Those are the days where you just gotta push yourself and be like, it's okay, tomorrow I'll do better. And in most case scenarios, you will. One thing that was for me kind of like uncomfortable was the tension in my neck. And I did figure out that if I angle my chin just a bit down, my head just a bit down, it relieves some of that tension, which is very interesting for me. I don't get that tension in the water, so this is just for when I'm doing like the training on land or doing attempts on land. And another thing that I want to add is I did the 3 minutes in the water, but before doing the 3 minutes in the water, like a day before, I did an attempt on land. I didn't film it. I wasn't even going to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. I did an attempt and I held for 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and that blew me away. Like that's the longest I've ever held my breath in my whole life. Never done that ever. And so one thing that was really interesting for me to see was that in the water, I feel like it's much harder to hold your breath in the water. One thing for me I know that I would possibly improve on is if I got a nose clip. I don't have one, and I wasn't gonna buy one, but I should buy one because I think it'll help, because when your body starts like losing oxygen, the water just kind of starts seeping up your nose, and like it's fairly uncomfortable. I mean, I've been a swimmer my whole life, so like I know how to keep water out of my nose, but when you're holding your breath, you kind of don't want to be blowing water out your nose, so a nose clip would definitely help, and who knows, maybe my time would be longer then. But yeah, it's still fairly different than holding on land. I feel like I'm much more relaxed. I'm able to clear my mind much better when I'm on land, whereas in the water, it's just, I don't know why. I feel comfortable in the water. I'm not scared of deep water. I'm not scared of not knowing what's under me. I was in a pool anyway, so like that's not even a legit fear, I guess. But yeah, I just find it much easier to hold on land. So that's also something to keep in mind. Let's talk about contractions just for a little bit. So contractions, like I've said before, are kind of like your diaphragm spasming and trying to get oxygen into your body. They're super normal, and basically that's, I think everyone, once they start to feel those contractions, they'll start to get anxious a bit and their body will tense up and they'll instantly want to breathe. You should try and relax. And most times, like at least for me, I've noticed that I can actually hold for a little while longer after the contractions start. I do know it's quite uncomfortable, but I also think that it's a feeling you kind of get used to. The more
the more time you practice, the more, not better it gets, because it's still uncomfortable, but you kind of know what's happening, you know what your body's going through, so you're kind of more used to it. So just keep practicing and you'll be fine. You'll be able to hold for at least another 20, maybe even 30 seconds after the contractions start. So really that's all I have to say for this week. It was fun. I was able to do all the training sessions. They were fairly easy. I had obviously some off days, but that's totally normal. Next week I'm going to be starting with the Nielsen CO2 tables. So again, those are from the article by Alexander Nielsen. I'm going to be starting those, and those are just a bit more challenging. It's 1 minute 30 breath holds, which I did do on my last day of training this week. I tried it out and I did it, but it is just a little bit uncomfortable because your like breathing time decreases, so you've always got less time to breathe, but you have to hold the same amount of time. But yeah, so that's basically training your body to withstand higher levels of carbon dioxide in your body. And on the days that I'm not doing the Nielsen training, because he says to do it every second day, I'm going to be continuing with the stamina training, and this time from the stamina tables I'll be doing the O2 tables. Because I'm doing the Nielsen CO2 tables, I'll be doing the stamina O2 tables, so I'm always like alternating between them. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how far I get this week. I'm very curious to see if it'll be like this week, which was, I consider, a big improvement. 49 seconds, like just hitting that 3-minute mark. Like I don't even care about the amount of time, but hitting that 3-minute mark was crazy. So I'm curious to see what this next week will look like, and if there will be more improvement, or if not, who knows. I hope you'll stick around and follow me on my journey of holding my breath for as long as I can. Anyways, peace. See you all later. Bye. Here's a trip. Here's a